Hey everyone, my name is Dhinesha and this is another episode of Ask Dhinesha, my advice and musings column for life, the universe, and everything in between. And I want to help you dream up the possibilities for your life. Because let's be honest, you don't have to live the life that you're expected to. You can make it whatever you want. So, how these episodes work is that they are all one take episodes. I kind of really don't know what question I'm going to get today, and so whatever comes out of my mouth is the truth or my truth, that sort of thing. Today's also the first time I'm wearing longer earrings, which really helps me feel my oats. I'm feeling really good, like I'm just experimenting with accessories and earrings and stuff, and that's really exciting for me as I discover my identity and figure things out and stuff like that. So let's get right to today's question. Today's question is... okay, so today's question is actually how to choose between two guys. Now, this is actually a question asked to me by one of my close friends because at one point in her life, her dating life, a couple of months ago, she was actually having to choose between two guys. She was dating two guys, she liked both of them, and she found it to be really confusing to decide between one of them. Now, lucky her, because let's be honest, not a lot of people have that privilege when it comes to their dating lives. But also this question, or its similar form, was actually asked to me by someone I used to work with, because he was actually having to choose between two different programs, two different educational programs. And I remember this question was actually asked to me by a cousin a while back, where he was also having to choose between two different things to do and things like that. So basically, while this video is going to talk about how to choose between two guys, it is also applicable to how to choose between two things and how to make a decision when you've got two options. So when it comes, oh my god, what was happening with that grammar there? When it comes, side joke. When it comes to things like that, when you're having to make a decision, when you're having to choose between two different things, when you're having to choose between two different guys, it sometimes can be very difficult because then you might consider pros and cons. Like you might see, okay, this guy has all these pros, this guy has all these cons, and all of those things. And sometimes it doesn't help, especially when you're like, I really need to make a decision, but I really can't make a decision. So there's actually two ways that I've used that I was able to help them with, and they were able to use those ways, but also ways that I've personally used when I've had to make decisions between two things. So both of these things I've actually learned from other sources. I honestly cannot remember where exactly I got them. Through my reading and through my, Tumblring, I've encountered some of these things and I've used them to help them with people in my life as well as myself. So the strategy number one, when you have to choose between two things, flip a coin. Now, some of you may have heard of this strategy before, and it's a rather foolproof strategy to a certain extent. That not heads or tails, that kind of thing, but the idea of flipping a coin is that, first of all, obviously whenever you flip a coin, you say what is heads, what is tails. So in the event of, like, say, two guys, okay, heads is guy A, tails is guy B, and so you're going to flip the coin and then you're trying to figure out which guy comes up and which tail or heads or whichever. Okay, so the idea is obviously you flip a coin, but the thing is, right, when you flip a coin, in that moment when the coin is flipped, so this is always better if you get someone else to do it for you or do it with you. In that moment when that coin is flipped, you know the answer of what you need to choose. Because in that moment when you flip that coin, your brain automatically jumps to the point where you're like, oh, I'm hoping it's A, or I'm hoping it's B, hoping it's heads, hoping it's tails. And I found this is actually a very cool strategy which you can use for basically anything when you have to make two decisions. Now, let's be honest, sometimes we don't get an answer even with that, which is where strategy number two comes in. Now, strategy number two is actually a bit more of a feeling strategy where you have to look within yourself a bit, give it a bit of thought, and just try to understand, like, what are you trying to accomplish with both of these choices, okay? So the idea of this is fear versus love. Now, the thing is, most of the time when we make decisions, chances are we're making a decision out of fear, or we're making a decision out of love. Fear meaning, we are afraid of losing something, we are afraid of not getting something, we are afraid of what people will think, we are afraid of future repercussions, that sort of thing. Whereas a love choice is actually a choice that's made from a place of really feeling good. You feel good about it, you really want to do it, you really enjoy it, you love doing this thing, you love the possibility of what this thing could mean, and etc., 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 that sort of thing. So let's say, for example, you're having to choose between boy A or boy B, or university A, university B. You have to choose, you have to decide which program you want to do and things like that. So the question is to look at it, if I choose this university, would that decision be a decision made out of fear? Oh, if I don't take this university, what if I regret later on? Or is it a decision of love? I'm taking this university because I really love the principles of the university. Principles, values, not the headmaster. But also, I really like what this program could mean. I really like what I'm going to learn. I really like all of those things. So the idea would be to make a decision based on fear or love. And chances are a fear-based decision, because the emotions that come with it is already kind of weird and toxic and nasty. You don't want to make those decisions. You want to make decisions made out of love. Decisions that make you feel happy, decisions that remind you of love, decisions that remind you of light. Those are the decisions you want to make. So those are two strategies that will actually help you choose between two guys, two universities, two dilemmas, two decisions, to anything actually. Make it a decision, flip a coin, or fear or love. So I know I've said this is actually the first video I'm wearing longer earrings, and I enjoy it, but I've just realized there's a rather irritating fact. Every time I turn my head, I can feel the earrings going ching, ching, ching. I feel like I'm getting stabbed. So I'm not really sure whether it's these earrings or whether it's just longer earrings in general. But I guess we'll see that in the next episode. So with that, we're done for today. I hope the strategies was able to be helpful for you. My grammar is seriously messed up today. So I hope this was able to be of use to you. And please subscribe if this was able to help you. And give it a thumbs up if at any point of this video you laughed or you smiled. That would make me really happy. So give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and if you have questions, you can actually hit the description down below, which will take you to my website, where you can actually fill out the form to ask your questions. Alright, thank you so much. Until next week, new videos every Tuesday. Bye!